Hello, welcome back. The Hella 124, the car transporter trailer. There's 98 pieces in this kit. It's pretty detailed. It's also a fairly new tool. The decals, some of the information, and yeah, dimensions there. Let's open it up, have a look. Got instructions. Also got a couple of wire pieces there. Got a catalogue with vehicles. Also, I quite like this. Seen this in a couple of Hella kits recently. Okay, firstly, here's the instructions. You can see here that they've actually done 4 versions of this. You've got, actually no, 5, I suppose, including this one. Also got motorbike, low goods trailer, high goods trailer, mid-height, sorry, I should say, and high goods trailer. They do a lot of, farmyard vehicles and things, so I guess these would be good if you were doing that kind of diorama. Here's how it'll look at the end. So also for the instructions, you've got this step, which I think may have been left out of the main instructions. So hopefully they'll update those in the future. Got different wheel options here as well. Tail lights. So there's different lengths for the cables. That's very useful. It's quite nice. It's got the little brake cables on there. That's a good detail. Spare wheel as well. And there we are, and then there's details there about all the different parts. So firstly, the sprues. These are all moulded in grey, and some of these are kind of the runners for the wheels. Also got a bunch of hooks there, and these, I think these might be the brakes. I'm not sure. But yeah, all looks very fresh. Got another grey sprue here. This has got lots of horizontal pieces. Obviously very good to work out which one's which. Also got some small handles and things like that. Bit of screw detail there. And then here with this one, we've got 2 different options for the wheels. We've got steelies, or we've got these kind of older fashioned looking 3 nut ones. This connector, I think these are shock absorbers. This kind of handle. Part of the wheel, arches, mudguard sort of pieces, not small pieces here. So yeah, it looks a well-designed kit. I presume that a lot of these go with their other trailers as well. These are actually the tail lights, so these need to be painted silver and then red over the top. So yeah, there's no clear parts here. I guess you could replace them with clear parts if you found the right size. So then we've got some string here to tape down. Then we've got 5 tyres. We've got numbers on them. Yeah, the centres of these need to be removed. Presumably these are the injection points. It's a bit annoying there, but not terrible. We've got some polycaps, a thin length of metal wire, and a thin length of kind of plastic wire with metal on the inside, and yeah, to add a bit of detail. Finally, we've got these decals. Now, it's nice having, a variety of different nationalities. That's interesting, you've got GB there. I guess this is an old car. We've also got these speed limits, which often appear on European lorries and things. However, I don't know what vehicles these go with, and if you don't have the corresponding number plate for the vehicle that's towing it, I'm not sure that these are that useful. So yeah, it's a great decal sheet, but how useful are these? I think they should have done extras, basically. Anyway, interesting nonetheless. So as I'll be painting this silver, I've chosen to assemble most of it first before painting it. So here you can see these parts here, they do need the extra instruction, which was given on a separate piece of paper, so make sure to refer to that. I'm using Tamiya extra thin. Make sure that you get these joins together properly, as lots of cross pieces will go onto this as well. Most important thing I'd say about assembling this is to look at all of the little slots and holes really carefully, because there are so many next to each other, that I did a couple of times put pieces into the wrong places. So yeah, just look at them really carefully, refer back to them. Now these horizontal parts here actually have some holes which you'll put some wires in later on, so make sure that they're going around in the right direction. The slots that these fit in is at a slight angle, so make sure you get them in the right direction. Once these are all attached, it actually makes this piece really strong and stable, so that means a lot better to paint it after assembling these. Good idea to dry fit these pieces first. Make sure that all the horizontals line up with the vertical. Then exactly the same on the other side. Now I think for these Hella trailers, they all start with this base kind of chassis frame here, and then it's the upper layer which varies depending on which one you choose. There we are. This rear section has got raised detail for the reflective triangles, so make sure you get that the right way up. So there's a nice bit of detail on each of the axles with a kind of brake disc and shock absorber. It's fairly simple to assemble these. You can see how it slots into the middle, and then the shock absorber pins into the little hole just behind. Now each of the tyres are exactly the same despite the numbers in the middle. You just need to use something like a craft blade to remove the moulded rubber in the middle. Got two choices for the wheels, but I've gone with these slightly more modern looking steel wheels with the 5-wheel nuts. These have all been painted in Vallejo silver. There we are, cutting that out. Set comes with 5 tyres, including a spare. Now these wheel arches have got a little mud flap which goes on the back. You could leave that off if you wanted to. That's painted in matte black. And then I'm using some Tamiya standard cement here to make sure that that joint is really strong. You can see those triangles. Now I found that the carrier film actually wasn't great on these, and they needed to be trimmed around the edge. So yeah, look at the decals carefully on your own sheet maybe, and see if you need to do anything similar. Now, as well as that, you've got these little rear tail lights. These were painted silver and then I went over with clear red. As I said before, if you had some spare clear parts, you could use those instead of these maybe. The centres of these are supposed to be orange as well. There you can see those triangular decals on there. And then attaching the brake lights on either side. There's also space to attach a number plate decal to the middle, but I've chosen not to do that because I'm not sure how I'm going to display this long term. But there you are, that's how it'll look like at the end. These need to be painted black. Then you've got lots of handles and things like that that need to go at the front. This is a kind of tow winch thing. You've got way more string than you need for this. Here's the little winch itself. Not much string will actually fit around it. And you've got a handle on the other side. Now this diagram here to measure the wires for the brake cables is not one-to-one, so it does give you the suggested measurements. You'll need a ruler or a tape measure or something like that to make sure that you cut them to the right lengths. Most important thing here is these little holes in the middle. I found that they didn't glue very well into the brakes behind the wheels, but they're mainly sort of hidden in that area. So long as they were sort of in the right position and quite secure, I felt that it still looked fine. You see there, you thread them through that little vertical hole there, and then angle the end and plug them into that central section. Got a spare wheel here, you know which one that is because it doesn't have any wheel nuts, and that just clips on here. No need for any glue with that. This glues onto some small tabs underneath. Make sure you get these in the right position, otherwise the other two won't fit in the centre. There's some small clips at the sort of middle end near the wheels where these can just kind of hold on. You won't want to glue them on unless that's it for you forever. You might want to display them with them off. Here I'm just using some Tamiya weathering powder, some of this oil stain just to make it look a little bit like these have been driven on. And then I found that the hook on the end of this winch, it didn't stay on very well. I needed to use a bit of super glue, and this took quite a while. You could just leave this off if you wanted. Attach the winch on here. And there we are, it's nearly finished. Next, there's a few of these little hooks which just need to clip into place around the frame. Found that these didn't need any glue. They were all painted partly silver, partly black. And then here you are, you can see how it's displayed with the ramps down and with the ramps up. If you want to put the ramps up, you've also got this little clip here which goes at the bottom. And then make sure these two handles go into the right place. There are different versions of some of these parts depending on whether it's locked or open. And then there's a few different information decals, one that goes on top here with a little arrow, and a couple of little black ones here that go on the side. I'm using some Mr. Mark setter just to help these adhere as best as possible. Now, to link it up to a vehicle, it comes with the parts and instructions to link it up in a sort of generic way, or then to a few different Hella vehicles, including their vans and tractors. However, I've already got one here, this Revell Land Rover Series 3, and it's got a little trailer hook at the back. It's not exactly the right height, but it is the right size, and that just clips on like so. And then you could then add a rally car or something to the back to create your own little sort of diorama. There it is with the MG Metro 6R4. And there we are. Really simple kit, really effective. I'm really happy with this. Let me know what you think. Will you be getting one of these? As I said before, there's a few different versions, yeah, it's really simple, works well in a diorama. Thanks a lot for watching. As always, let me know what you think, and I'll see you soon.